How do you even start out a video like this? I feel like someone needs this video. 2 suicidal attempts. I suffered in silence. That's what got me through. I felt like I was some kind of weak person. We dismiss people who are saying, I'm hurting, I'm suffering. It sucks. I want every young black man and woman, child, every old black man and woman to know that it's okay not to be okay. Don't cut it short. Don't take it away from us. If it helps somebody, then it's all worth it. Alright, hi everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Yaritza Indira. If this is your first time here, thank you for taking time out of your day to stop by and view this video. If this is your second or third time, welcome back. Thank you for coming. I don't know how to start this video out, so I'm just going to start talking. As you can see from the title, it is focused on being black and suicidal. So the reason I decided to make this video is because I feel like there are a lot of people who are suffering, a lot of black men and women who are suffering from suicidal thoughts. However, they don't know who to talk to about it. They don't know if it's safe to talk to anyone about it. They just don't, they feel stuck. And the thing is that I've been there. So that's why I feel like, I hope this video helps them in some way if you need to see it. So that's a little background. I don't know what to call it. The time in my life was oh gosh, I'm so nervous. I'm more nervous than I thought I would be. And the reason I'm nervous is because when I put this up, I know there's going to be family and friends that are going to see this that have no idea about it, and that's the scary part. So yeah, but I'm going to do it because, like I said, I feel like I need to. Always talking about mental health among black people, especially black women. So I guess this is one of those things that I have to do. Anyhow, I had 2 suicidal attempts, and the background to it leading up to that is basically I was suffering from depression. However, at the time I didn't know it was depression. I thought I was just basically, having a lot of bad days, like things weren't going right. It was a mix of things. It was school, not feeling like I was where I wanted to be in life, and everything was just piling up one after the other. And I would say, I'm okay, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. That was my thing. And the more I said it, I was like, this doesn't even, it started to sound funny to me at a certain point, because I'm like, you're not fine. But I remember I had an episode, the moment I realized I was suffering from depression, I had an episode in the bathroom where I went and I just wrote down. And I started crying and crying. I couldn't stop crying. And I was like, okay, this is not just a bad, few days that you're having. This is something more than that. And the thing with depression, if you suffer from it, it doesn't feel, at least for me, in my experience, I literally felt like there was this heavy burden on my back, mentally and physically somehow. And I didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't want to go see a therapist. And my reasoning for I'll tell you guys why I was so hesitant about therapists is because, I don't know, I feel like it's valid. Anyhow, my reasoning was that I always felt like if I did something in my life to ever end up in court or, having some kind of problem with the law, the first person they're going to want to talk to is my therapist, and I don't know how confidential everything is. So that was my thing. I didn't want my business out there. So I don't know if that was a practical fear or just pride. But anyhow, that was my reasoning. So I didn't know who to talk to about it. And so, you know, I suffered alone. And the thing was that after a while, I did feel like people began to notice. But even when they noticed and offered to talk, I was still very, like, hesitant. Like, no. And I'm not sure why, because these weren't like strangers. These were people that I knew cared about me. So I didn't feel like they were going to use it against me somehow. However, I just still didn't feel, I wasn't at that point where I could just open up. And so I suffered in silence, and now when I look back at it, I don't know how I went through it. Obviously fate, you know, growing up in the church, prayer is you know, your landline to God, and that's what got me through. However, I wasn't one of those people that were like, okay, because I'm in church, you know, I can't like seek medical care for this problem. At least I'm not one of those that believe in it. And I know that's a big problem that we do have in the church, like depression and suicidal. That's not often a topic that's brought up on the pulpit. It's not really a crowd favorite, if I think that's what I can say. And it's sad because I know there's a lot of people in churches, a lot of teens, a lot of youth, a lot of adults, whoever, you know, depression doesn't really have an age limit, and that are going through things, and I guess they're scared of what their brothers and sisters in faith are gonna say, so they don't go seek help. And you know, it was up, and like myself, they hurt themselves, and for some people it goes all the way through, and you know, and we lose them. And for me, I remember the first time I tried it, I'm not going to get into details with my method or whatever, but I remember after I did it, I started crying. And the reason was because I realized what I had done, and something in my mind kept saying, Yari, the problems that you're having, they're not worth taking your life for. You know what I mean? You're gonna get through it. And I was just like, I started thinking about all the people that I knew loved me, and like that would be devastated to lose me. And the thing was that everything was happening, and I couldn't even say like, hey, I need to go to the hospital or something, because I'm like, why? And then, you know, if you go to the hospital and you tell them I don't feel good, and I know why I don't feel good, you tell them that you tried to kill yourself, I feel like they're gonna take you right then and there. So all I started doing was praying and saying, God, please, you know, don't let it happen. Just make me better. I don't want to die. Yeah, that's what I kept saying over and over. And so, you know, I'm here, so I didn't die. And I'm thankful for that. And then there was a second attempt with the same method. And I was just like, at that point, I'll be honest, I felt like I was some kind of weak person. Because I was like, dang, you can't go through anything without feeling like it's too much. And it wasn't that I was weak. It's just that without realizing it, I hadn't gotten rid of everything that I should have dealt with before. So that was just another load on me. And that's another thing. I don't want you to think because you're having these thoughts you're a weak person, or I know people say that's the easy way out. And I'm sure it's not easy for someone to decide they're going to take their life away. So I don't see that as the easy way out, as an escape. But you know, there's consequences. Even if you're gone, there's consequences after you're gone. You know, you have your loved ones that are gonna obviously be heartbroken and stuff like that. But sorry if I'm like rambling. Like I said, I didn't know how to begin this video or where I was going with it, but I wanted just to share my story with all of you. And in the black community, I feel like suicidal was seen almost as a joke. And I don't understand the thought process of people who really believe that black people don't suffer from depression and other kind of mental illnesses and suicidal thoughts. Like, we're not exempt. We're human. And I don't get it. I don't get how someone can think that this isn't a black people problem. I don't understand like where that belief comes from, and it's ignorant. It's extremely ignorant, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. People who think like that are very ignorant, and they could also be suffering from something themselves, and you wouldn't even know it based on how much they joke about things like that. And especially growing up in like the hood, you can't be soft. You can't let people know that you're down in the dumps. It's just like, all right, it's gonna get better. Things are gonna get better. Like, no one really knows what to say, I feel like. And granted, there are a lot of situations where you don't know what to tell the person, but don't dismiss their feelings either. And I feel like that's done a lot in our communities, rich and poor. I don't feel like I said, I don't think depression has targeted only a certain group. Anybody is up for grabs, basically. I think that because suicide and depression and so many of these things are often brought to the forefront by those in the Caucasian community, is believed that it doesn't exist with us. And it's not because it doesn't exist with us, it's because no one speaks on it. And there have been quite a number of black celebrities who have committed suicide. And the first thing people always say is like, what happened? Like, why? No one understands like what happened. And a lot of times you wouldn't even know these people were suffering from any kind of suicidal thoughts. Again, because it's not brought up, it's not something that we talk about. And it's extremely disheartening to a lot of those who need to talk to someone about it. Especially, there's a lot of kids out there, these babies are out there who are suffering in silence because they're just going to get a dismissal. Oh, you're just in a bad mood, or you're just having a bad day, or they're going to get dismissed, and they know that. And I remember recently there was a young girl, and I want to say it right. I believe the cause, she's 11, and she committed suicide. A young black girl, 11, committed suicide. I believe it was because of bullying at school. That's what I want to say it was. And a lot of people think, oh, how do these kids know like what suicide is? How do they know what to do? The thing is that we are in such a technology world. We run on technology that all these ideas and all this information is at everyone's grasp. No matter how old they are, they can get their hands on a phone, on a computer, and look up whatever they want to know about. And I mean, my heart broke because I can't imagine like what her parents are going through. As her parents, you wonder like, what didn't I see? And why didn't she talk to me? Like, why would she do that to herself? And I feel like I'm just gonna say it, as a black community, because we decided to kind of hush the lips of those who speak on it. We are responsible. We need to take more responsibility for our people that feel like that's the way out. And I say we need to take responsibility because we're so quiet about it. And we just I don't know if people find it embarrassing, or I don't know. I don't know why this is such a hard topic for our community to talk about. And it sucks because you have a lot of older people that are definitely not trying to hear any of that. And you can't tell me in their time they didn't suffer from anything, because I always wonder why we feel like we're exempt. I thought in my mind, considering our history, black people would suffer the most from depression and, you know, mental illnesses and emotional health problems. Because, like I said, we come from a line of pain and suffering. And granted, you know, the church was there during slavery time, and that's how they, to me, that's the only way they could have gotten through that. Because I know, I don't know if I would have been able to do it. I don't know. But like I said, I know the church was involved in a lot of people's, you know, fight through all those years. And I think because of that, we see it as, well, we didn't need science then, we didn't need medicine then, so we don't need it now. And I'm like, that's not true. We have the resources, and you'd be a fool not to take advantage of it. And I know that a lot of people don't want to go to therapy because, you know, like, let's say they have a white therapist, they don't feel comfortable talking to a white man or a white woman about their problems. You know, it could be because of pride, that they just don't want to seem weak. However, there are a lot of resources to and availability, you know, a lot of resources and access to Black therapists, and they're out there. And if you feel more comfortable talking to a Black therapist, then that's what you need to do. And also, for those that are going through something right now, I don't want you to think about anyone else. You need to think about yourself. This is a time where you really, really need to put yourself first. Because if you allow the ignorance and all the negative feedback from others to choose for you, then I'm telling you, it's not going to end good. You're just going to regret not getting help, not speaking to someone. And I know it's not always easy to go, like I said, to a professional, but if you have a confidant that you feel like you can really talk to them. You know, if it's someone that's going to understand, that's not going to dismiss your feelings, that's not going to make light of it or make jokes, then talk to them. I mean, like I said, I didn't talk to anyone on a professional or personal level. I just prayed, and that's what got me through it. But now I feel like today, if I felt those feelings coming back, I would definitely go seek professional help. And there's no shame in that. There really isn't. The shame is not doing it, if you ask me. It's a brave step to take, to go see someone and be completely vulnerable with them and let them know what you're going through, especially for someone that you don't know like that. And I don't want any more of our kids, any more of our babies to be hurting themselves because they know that no one is there to listen to them. You have to listen. Especially, the thing is that people really think they know everyone around them. They think, if let's say someone kills themselves, they're like, man, how didn't I know? How didn't I see that? Like, the signs aren't always like obvious. That's the thing with depression. You wouldn't know. I'm not sure a lot of people wouldn't even know about me because I'm someone who smiles literally nonstop. So you wouldn't have any kind of idea. And, you know, that's no one's fault. You can't, you know, especially if you're not a professional, you're not going to see the signs. However, that's why it's so important when someone does bring it up to you. If someone's trusting you enough to even discuss certain issues in their life, you need to be a listening ear. Don't be so ignorant to be like, oh, it's going to be all right. You know, and because next thing you know, you find out something happened. It's not that they weren't talking to anyone. Like, they were definitely crying for help. It's just that no one wanted to listen to them. No one wanted to hear their problems. And a lot of times I feel like we, in the Black community, in the parenting area of it, you don't know what your kids are going through. And some people swear they know their kids up and down. And it's like, you need to sit down and talk with your kids. Not when they bring something up, but just take some time out of your day, out of your week, no matter how busy you are, even before they go into bed, like, sit down with them and figure out what's going on in their life. to let them know that they can come and talk to you without being judged, without having to be scared that you're gonna like freak out on them. Be that person. They need you. They need you. And trust me, I feel like if a lot of relationships with, between parents and kids in the Black community are more open, we would do a lot better. I feel like this is just one of the generational curses that our people do have, which is unfortunate because a lot of people are suffering from it. And you know, you can't help the whole world, but that's why I just want to make sure, even if it's one person that needs to see this video, that they see it. So, I mean, I don't know. It's just, it sucks because when you're a, I guess, a suicidal, what's the word, survivor, you see things a lot differently. You see life a whole lot differently, and you feel for those that are suffering in silence and that are alone, because that was you at some point. And not everyone is gonna, I know not a lot of people like to open up, even if they're given the chance. And that's not because they just don't want to talk, but like I said, because they've been silenced for most of their life. In adulthood, it's not going to be easy just to start blabbering everything that's, you know, going on inside of you, because you've been silenced. And you know, I think that falls under the thought of, you know, a child stays in a child's place. I understand that. I know where that's coming from. You know, you're a child, act like a child. However, I do think that may be one of the things that kids see as, you know, talking their problems is too adult-like. And I know a lot of people who I read somewhere, a young girl was talking about her experience. She was telling her parents that she was having a rough year. She had a rough year last year, and they started laughing like it was some kind of joke. And I'm like, I think another thing that we do is we dismiss people who are saying, I'm hurting, I'm suffering, because to us, hurting and suffering is having to get up early for work, or not having, you know, having to pay the bills, or like huge responsibilities. To us, that's suffering. And so when someone tells you who does, let's say, who doesn't have to pay bills or stuff, who don't have too many responsibilities, to us is like, well, what could your problem be? Like, what could you possibly be going through? And I'm like, you realize that that paying bills and taking care of your kids doesn't like qualify you to be the only person that's going through things. That's not how that works. But again, like I said, if you are suffering from something, don't take the time, especially people that you know aren't going to take you seriously. Don't take your time to go to them, because it's just going to discourage you from seeking the help that you need. I mean, this world can't do without you. We need you. I love you. Whoever you are, it's not worth it. You'll be missed. Whatever you're going through, I know right now it doesn't seem like you're going to make it, but you are. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, day by day, step by step, but you're going to make it. It's going to be okay. I know, especially now in this world, things feel really, really bad, but like I said, you're needed. You were put here for a reason. You have a purpose. Don't cut it short. Don't take it away from us. So that is what, oh gosh, I'm doing wrong. That is what I wanted to share with everyone. I don't think I'm going to edit this video too much, because I do want you just to kind of get the rawness of it. Yeah. I know I didn't speak too much about my experience, but like I said, I attempted suicide twice. I'm glad they both failed. I'm happy to be here, and I'm not saying that I'm all of a sudden healed and full of joy, because I do still have my days where I'm just like, but now I know how to I think I know how to handle those things better. And that's another tip I have. Like, when you feel it coming, when you don't just brush off like, oh, I had a bad day. Take time to fix that. Even what seems like the smallest of problems, take time to fix it, because those things accumulate so quickly. And like I said, it's a huge burden on you. And then then that's when you're overwhelmed and you don't know what to do. And so many things seem like the answer. That's just not. So again, thank you for stopping by. Make sure you share this with a friend that might need it. You need you always. Don't forget that. I want every young black man and woman, child, every old black man and woman to know that it's okay not to be okay. It's okay to be hurting. It's okay to be upset. It's okay to be angry. You're human. We go through this. We're just like everyone else. I know that we are, that we make ourselves known as a strong group of people, and we are. And admitting that you need help is not going to make us a weak group all of a sudden. It's actually going to make us better. So please, please, please talk to someone today. Be a listening ear to someone. Check in on your kids, your cousins, your aunts, your uncles, your friends. Let them know that you're here. Even if they don't open up right away, let them know that you are there to hear them out. All right? You don't want to have to bury someone that you love only because no one was there to listen to them. So thank you all for viewing this video. If you'd like to keep up with more what we do on this platform, feel free to follow us on Instagram at The Melanin Print, and you can subscribe here to this channel. If you have any thoughts on today's video, please leave a comment down below so we could get a dialogue going. I'm just gonna put this up. Like I said, it's gonna be kind of tough because I know people. I know I'm gonna get a bunch of phone call and texts from people that want to talk, but if it helps somebody, then it's all worth it. So I love you. I hope you all have a great weekend and a safe weekend. If it's snowing by you, I feel you. It's supposed to be a rough one, but if you are in somewhere warm, I am extremely jealous. But alright, you guys, thank you again for stopping by and viewing this video. Share it with a friend. You know, let's get the word around. Let's get help.